Thanks so much for joining me for WSAZ Plus. Good morning, everyone. I'm Shannon Litton. Everybody coming off the Super Bowl weekend, hopefully you have made it into work safely. I know, believe it or not, we were reading a story earlier this morning saying that today's actually one of those days where people call in a lot, and well, it's because of the Super Bowl. So a lot of people might be missing work today. Maybe you're working from home. That would be nice, especially on a day after the Super Bowl. I'll tell you what I'm really happy about is my kids are back in school today. They were on a 2-hour delay, but after being home for 2 weeks constantly, it's nice to finally put them back and send them to school. I actually ran into their principal yesterday, Mr. Monty, and I was like, man, how much money do I have to give you to just take them back, please? But we're still dealing with school closures and delays still because the weather out there as well. It's still cold. So secondary roads looking a little bit tricky depending on where you are. And it is still so cold that we are seeing the weather cause issues on the infrastructure. We're seeing water main breaks, specifically one earlier this morning in Huntington that is still being worked on. You can see all of that water there. Hopefully it won't freeze. Of course, we are going to be seeing some of those temperatures go up today, but still 6th Avenue there flooded because of this water main break. A spokesperson for West Virginia American Water says a crew from the company is responding to the area, which is near the intersection of 6th Avenue and 6th Street. It's just by our station, really. The break was reported early this morning, and when I say early, I mean really overnight, but drivers are, being told to avoid the area while they work on this. Of course, those temperatures not helping at all when it comes to trying to clear this out. And not only that, but trying to work in these conditions, that is a tough thing to do as well. So that's something we'll be following for you throughout our newscast. But we don't have a current number on how many people are being affected. We, at the station, we're not affected, thankfully. But, of course, people in the area will be because of this water main break. So other things going on in our headlines, I want to tell you about a couple of guys who have been arrested by police following a high-speed chase. This happened over in St. Albans, and they're facing charges after they crashed their cars in what deputies are describing as a street race that turned into a pursuit. The Kanawha County deputies say they spotted the two that you're seeing on your screen driving yellow Chevy Camaros, and they were driving them in a competitive manner, according to deputies, on Route 60, speeding in St. Albans. Now, when deputies tried to pull them over, they say the drivers really hit the gas. One of them, Caleb Robinette, went off the road and crashed just before Riverview Drive. The other Camaro was driven by William Wallace, and it made it a bit further, but also went off the road and smashed into a tree. Now, both men are charged with fleeing. Wallace is actually also facing a DUI charge himself. So that's another story we'll be following for you throughout the day in our newscast. Another story we're following for you this morning is surrounding a deadly fire in the Marmette area. This one happened over the weekend. What you're taking a look at is pictures of firefighters there at the scene of a deadly fire that was reported on Saturday night. The Kanawha County Sheriff's Office says the call came in around 7 o'clock Saturday night for that structure fire. The Marmette Fire Department says Lenz Creek Road was shut down as they worked to knock down the flames. The captain told us that neighbors in the area actually heard a very loud boom Saturday night. Now, they say with the cold temperatures, of course, there was a worry about water used to fight the fire freezing on the roads. They were able to rotate different people, though, into warm areas and get them out of the cold. But unfortunately, in this fire, one person did die, as well as their pets. The cause of that fire still under investigation at this point. And, of course, you can see just how smoky things got over there, even at night on a Saturday. But that's another story we'll be following for you and hopefully get you some more information later today on exactly where the investigation stands. Those are some of the top headlines we're following for you this morning. Another thing we want to talk about, too, of course, is the weather. Still pretty cold out there, but we are going to be warming up. We're going to be seeing temperatures maybe going into the 60s. But I'm not the expert on that. Dylan Godet is the expert on that. So let's go to him for a check of your First Alert weather forecast.
Happy Monday, everyone. First Alert meteorologist Dylan Godet here. We're off of our First Alert weather day posture for the rest of the day today. It was very cold this morning, though. It's still cold in a lot of those hollows north and east of Charleston. But we are going to thaw things out later this afternoon. Temperatures will reach the low 40s, which is the first time we've done that in 2 weeks. We are watching a weakened system, though. We'll talk a little bit about that as well. For today, Temperatures again with some breaks in the clouds, low 40s, maybe the upper 40s, low 50s to the south. All depends on the amount of clearing you get. Now that is going to melt things, so be prepared as temperatures drop near to below freezing tonight. There could be a few patchy areas of black ice to start the day on Tuesday, but we are really going to start to warm things up. Look at your temperatures into the afternoon. Could even get to the low 60s for some spots across the coal fields. Into the evening hours, there will be some light rain and then a drop in temperatures with, unfortunately, a few flurries. It's not going to accumulate to anything but some flurries nonetheless, and it'll be another colder day back below average. We'll at least get one day in above average. Those flurries may continue to the mountains for Thursday, but generally speaking, Thursday into Friday, just 2 cold days, and those cold days will eventually lead to a stronger system arriving by the weekend. Depending on the exact timing of that system on Saturday, there may be a brief period of freezing drizzle, but I think that's going to stay to our north and east with it moving in during the evening hours on Saturday right now. That looks to mainly just be rain for us, but that pushes through late Saturday into Sunday, some rain and gusty winds with that before a drop in temperatures once again on the backside of that system. The European model is the most aggressive with the weekend rain. It does get us around an inch or so, maybe a little bit more, pushing 2 inches worth of rain towards the mountains of West Virginia. That may be enough to cause some issues with our snow melt that's taking place. For today, though, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies, a few 40s showing up by the afternoon. That'll be the first time we've hit that mark since January 22nd, 2.5 weeks. So it's been a long time coming, to say the very least. Tomorrow, mid to upper 50s. A few flurries, though, on Wednesday as we drop those temperatures to close out the week. And then as you head towards Valentine's Day weekend, we are tracking that rain. So be prepared for that as you head out on those dates on Saturday.
All right, Dylan, thanks so much for that update. I also want to bring you the very latest briefly here about what we know about the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. So this is entering its 9th day today in this investigation, but there is a deadline today from the ransom note. So let's talk a little bit about that. The search for Nancy Guthrie entering its 9th day. No suspects have been named so far. Her possible abductor or abductors are demanding at this point $6 million by tonight's deadline of 5 o'clock. Now, according to an affiliate citing a ransom note that the station got, they say that the note includes a threat to Nancy Guthrie's life if the deadline isn't met. Now, what we can tell you so far is that she was last seen by her family on January 31st when she joined relatives for dinner and a game night near her home outside Tucson, Arizona. The search for her now on its 9th day, as we just mentioned. We also know that the deadline is one of the initial purported ransom notes for Monday at 5. It's demanding $6 million and this is in Bitcoin apparently. In a video released Saturday, Savannah Guthrie and her siblings did issue a clear message saying that they're begging for the return of their mother so they can celebrate with her. And this is the only way that they will have peace. It's very valuable to us, and they will pay. That was the big headline over the weekend. They will pay. So again, if you have any information about this, the quickest way to get a hold of the FBI would be to call 1-800-CALL-FBI. You can submit your tips there and submit them anonymously as well. On that front, of course, we'll have the latest for you in that investigation during our midday newscast, as well as WSAZ first at 5 and at WSAZ 6 o'clock. A note, too, of course, the Olympics still going on. We'll try to get you some of those results there as well. But because of the Olympics, our newscasts are moving to WSAZ Plus. So WSAZ Midday and WSAZ First Look at 4, both will be strictly on WSAZ Plus because the Olympics will be on NBC. So just a little bit of programming note there while the Olympics are going on. But that's going to be doing it for us here on the WSAZ Plus desk for the time being. We do hope you have a safe rest of your day. Stay warm out there and stay safe. It's still a little bit slick out there, but thankfully the temperatures are about to get a little bit better today and even tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for joining us.